After another upset win on the road, the Texas Tech men's basketball team is working their way up in the national rankings. Coming up, MCTV Sports' Mia Fletcher will have the latest update on the team that's wrecking their way through the Big 12.
Texas Tech's top athletes may have been on the hardwood this weekend, but they weren't the only Red Raiders competing for bragging rights here on campus. Find out how you have a chance to show off your athletic skills in a series of friendly competitions that are open to the entire university community.
And a longtime building name has officially been retired after more than 50 years of use. We'll let you know what new location is appearing on student schedules and campus maps for the first time this semester.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Abby Fallon.
And I'm Finnigan Riddle. Energy and excitement have returned to the United Supermarkets Arena this year as basketball season continues into the heart of conference play.
MCTV's Mia Fletcher joins us now in studio with details on why Tech fans are starting to feel very optimistic this season. Mia?
Thanks, Abby and Finnigan. Texas Tech athletics have been hot so far this spring season, with programs even receiving national rankings. Red Raider basketball has shown their true talent on the court so far and are even racking up some huge accomplishments early in their season. Earlier today, the Red Raiders continued to move up in the rankings and are now listed as number 15 in the current AP Top 25 poll, up 5 spots from last week's ranking of number 20. With heavy competition in the near future, Coach McCaslin and the Red Raiders will have to stay hot in order to be in a good spot postseason. Coming up later in sports, I'll have a recap of a very competitive week in Texas Tech athletics and some highlights from these succeeding teams. Back to you, Abby.
Thanks, Mia. The spring 2024 semester is in full swing here on campus, and that includes a busy calendar of events from now through May. Each week, students have a variety of options to fill their time, including some friendly competition at the rec center. Yesterday afternoon, UREC's Intramural Sports hosted a Flash Indoor Open Volleyball Tournament. Students from around campus were invited to put together a team and sign up to claim a spot in yesterday's competition. The tournament started at 3 p.m. Sunday afternoon, with the championship game taking place last night. The winners of the Flash Open Tournament each received championship shirts provided by UREC. Yesterday's Flash event was one of more than 15 competitions taking place during the spring semester. Unlike traditional intramural sports that take place over several weeks, Flash competitions usually happen over a weekend and are open to all Tech students. For more information on intramural sports, along with everything else the Rec Center has to offer, visit urec.ttu.edu.
Students wanting to get off campus over the weekend also had some options for entertainment around the hub city, including a chance to see some of America's most popular cars and one of Lubbock's most unique venues. The 7th annual Windmills and Corvettes Indoor Car Show took place Saturday at the American Windmill Museum. The annual event features more than 50 Corvettes from the local area, and beyond visitors could get in for $5. Check out the cars, also view the museum's 150 windmills, and 4 permanent train layouts. Everyone in attendance was also given a ballot to vote their favorite Corvette for the Best in Show award. Saturday's event was hosted by Lubbock's Caprock Corvette Club, and part of the proceeds raised will be donated to charity. Chilly temperatures, fog, and gloomy conditions took over the forecast last week, but sunshine and mild weather returned just in time for the weekend.
After a roller coaster of conditions to start the spring semester, what can we expect for the beginning of February? Weather specialist Elisabeth Herring joins us with a look at the week ahead in MCTV's forecast. Elizabeth?
Yes, so taking a look outside, it is a gorgeous day out with some beautiful blue skies. Some clouds still hanging around from the weekend, as we did have some rain Friday and early on Saturday. In the northern part of Lubbock is where we saw the most, with about a ½ inch of rain. Up in Plainview, about a ½ inch to an inch of rain. They definitely saw the most. However, by Sunday, that rain did move out of the area. Looking at our lows for tonight in Lubbock, some areas seeing freezing, Plainview 31, Morton 31 as well. Some areas are above freezing, however, Snyder 38, Turkey 38 as well. Definitely some cool temperatures, but we won't have any icing over on the roads, so it should make for a smooth morning commute. Looking at our highs for tomorrow, we see almost a 30+ degree jump. Quite warm weather for this time of year. Snyder 67, Turkey 67 as well, Plainview 64, and we should see sunny skies across the South Plains area. Looking tonight here locally in Lubbock, a high of 34. We won't see freezing. And moving into tomorrow, we have a high of 67. It is going to be a warm and sunny day tomorrow. And it looks like as we move into the week, we are only going to warm up. Thursday, a high of 70 degrees. However, we do cool back down again. High on Friday of 65, Saturday 58, Sunday 57, as well as Monday. Saturday and Sunday, we do have the potential for some rain and wind, and it looks like Monday will be a sunny day. Saturday is Groundhog Day, and whether or not he sees his shadow, it looks like we are headed for an early spring. I'm Elizabeth, and it's back to y'all.
Thanks, Elizabeth. As we mentioned earlier, the Red Raider basketball team is off to a great start this season, but they aren't the only team making headlines for Tech Athletics.
MCTV's Mia Fletcher joins us again with a rundown of a busy weekend for Red Raider athletes and sports. Mia?
Thanks, Finnigan and Abby. Texas Tech fans have been more than pleased with the way Coach McCaslin has the Red Raiders playing so far this year. In just his first year as Texas Tech head coach, he has the Scarlet and Black leading the Big 12, being undefeated at home, and most noteworthy, has the Red Raiders nationally ranked at number 15 in NCAA standings. Last Saturday, Texas Tech traveled to Norman, Oklahoma to play number 11 ranked Oklahoma. Things went well for the Red Raiders as Chance McMillan had a career-high 27 points and 8 rebounds to help Texas Tech defeat the number 11 ranked Sooners in an 85-84 comeback win. The Red Raiders went 16 for 19 at the free throw line and finished with 9 3-pointers. Darren Williams led Tech with 11 rebounds, Pop Isaacs contributed 18 points, and Joe Toussaint added 14. This was Tech's 4th time defeating a nationally ranked opponent this season. The Red Raiders will stay on the road for their next game against TCU at 6 p.m. Saturday in Fort Worth. The past few weeks have also been very competitive for the Lady Raiders as they have gone 5-4 in conference play. But last Saturday, Texas Tech took care of business against a tough TCU team. 4 Lady Raiders scored double digits to propel the Scarlet and Black 71-65 over the Horned Frogs. Jasmine Shavers led the team with 19 points. Behind her was Jordan Merritt with 16, Logan Johnson had 13, and Bailey Maupin dropped 12. The Lady Raiders also totaled just 9 turnovers against the TCU team that sits at the top of the Big 12 in turnovers per game. Tech is now sitting 7th in the conference and look to move up in the coming weeks. The Lady Raiders will travel to Ohio this Saturday at 1 p.m. to take on Cincinnati. 2 programs have had their fill of ups and downs the past few weeks. The men's tennis team is currently 2-3 on the season, but has not started conference play quite yet. The Red Raiders finished the ITA kickoff tournament yesterday, going 0-2 on the weekend. They will look to take on UTRGV here in Lubbock February 9th at noon. The women's tennis team is currently 1-2 on the season as they also went 0-2 this past weekend in the ITA kickoff. They too will have a few weeks to get ready for conference play when they will take on Kansas on February 17th. Up next for the Red Raiders is Auburn University, as Tech will travel to Alabama this Sunday to try and take a win against a very competitive Tiger team. The Texas Tech indoor track and field teams competed in the PNC Lenny Lyles Invite this past weekend and put their talents to the test. The women's team had Naomi Krebs take 2nd place in the finals with the 60-meter hurdles, and Rosemary Chukwama also took 2nd in the finals. On the men's side, Antoine Andrews took 1st place in the finals with hurdles, and he also qualified for finals in the 60-meter sprint. After this outstanding weekend, the women's team is nationally ranked at number 13, and the men's team is nationally ranked at number 1 for the 2nd week in a row. Both teams will be back on the track on February 1st through 3rd as they will compete in the DeLoss Dodds Invite in Manhattan, Kansas. That's all for sports today. Back to you, Abby and Finnigan.
Thanks, Mia. Students heading to their first class meetings earlier this month may have noticed an unfamiliar location on their schedule, but it wasn't due to the university opening another new facility.
For the first time in half a century, a building name here on the Texas Tech campus is no longer in use following an official change that took place at the beginning of the year. Earlier this month, a memo was sent out from the registrar's office announcing that the former English and Philosophy building is now officially the Humanities Building. The change took place at the end of the fall 2023 semester, with the new name installed on the building as repairs to the north facade came to an end. Then, at the beginning of the spring semester, the HUMA location prefix showed up on student schedules for the first time. The building on the west side of campus had been named English and Philosophy since it opened in 2002. But prior to the new facility's construction, a building on the engineering key was referred to as the English Building as early as 1972. With the name change, campus maps will no longer include a listing for an English building for the first time in 52 years.
So Finnigan, speaking of the spring semester, is your year off to a good start?
I can't complain, Abby. How about yourself?
I can't say I can complain either. That's all for today's edition for the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check out ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you on Thursday.